What makes somebody great is being good over time. Consistency is key with this shit. Kobe can't be Kobe without doing that shit over and over and over and over and over again. Jordan can't be Jordan without, like, you have to repeatedly do it and show people, like, no, I do this shit.
Rapper and CEO, it's the Coke Boy himself, French Montana.
What's good? What's good?
Coke Boy records.
Coke Boy, baby. Yeah, there you go. Have you got that before?
Yeah.
Okay.
My older sister told me that shit before.
Beautiful. That's all I need. I'm valid. He's heard it before. Yeah. Y'all can't come for me in the comments.
Yeah,
so I want to apologize in advance because, like I said off camera, my voice is a little hoarse. So I'm going to sound like a middle school fucking boy with some voice cracks going on.
Little prepubescent vibes.
Yeah. But we have a legendary MC, a friend of the One More Time podcast. We were, talking about mutuals off camera. We got Will Hill in the building.
Will.
Fresh off the new project, No Wasted Motion. And I'm always curious, like, this is the day after. So it was like, are you like depressed today, right? Like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like it's like a roller coaster of emotions probably leading up to a project.
Yeah.
And then you got release day. And then it's like, I don't know. How do you treat building up to the day you're releasing?
Man, I'm not going to lie to you. To be honest, I'm glad that it's out finally. The project's been done since probably like September, maybe a little earlier than that. But just kind of polishing things over, like getting the skits done, getting features.
Mix version number 27.
Yeah. Well, actually, the mixes are the crazy thing about like my like the way I go about things is I pretty much have everything mixed and I just send it off to my engineer. I know exactly how I want it to sound and I tell him, and then we go through maybe like 2 or 3 rounds of mixes and it's done.
That's clutch because, I can tell you, my business model as an engineer, as mixing engineer, has always been I charge a little bit more, but I'll do unlimited revisions. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that comes back to bite me in the ass a little bit. We get to 12 and I'm like, all right, like, is there, do you know what you want? So sounds like you got a good relationship with your engineer.
Yeah, my guy's name is Micah Wyatt. We've been going at it since like 2013. He mixed one of my first projects, Ramadan. So we go way back.
So he knows your sound.
Yeah.
So he already has an idea.
Sound, it's evolved too. So it's like he's kind of seen the growth. And then at one point I mixed a few of my own projects. So I was mixing, I mixed Atlantafornia and Hollywood Hill that me and Cole did.
Yeah.
So once I mixed those, I kind of found my sound, like the deeper vocals and just kind of more laid back and chill. Before that, it was like, everybody had the rapper voice and just kind of like rapping and yelling at the mic and shit. And so
a little over exaggerated.
Exactly. So I just kind of got to a point where I was more laid back and I was just recording at the crib and shit. And then I was mixing my own shit. And then after that, I was like, man, bring the bottles in. It has to be a level up. I gotta get this shit perfection mixed, bro.
Yeah,
these Waves plugins will only get me so far.
We've talked about this a lot as far as it is great that you can get yourself to a certain point mixing wise, and for you to know what you want because it helps to communicate with the engineer, right? But doing it all yourself, man, this shit is taxing. Yeah. First of all, it's like, when do you have time to do the artist thing if you're mixing and producing and recording yourself, right? So just learning how to delegate and be okay with building a team around you. We're going through it right now, man. We're bringing on editors, and it's like we have this certain style we like with the edits, and we're finding it tough to relinquish control. You know what I mean?
Are they going to do it right?
Yeah. But it sounds like you found the right person, from an engineer perspective, to kind of pick up where you had things and take it to that next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's just one aspect of it. Like over the last year, I've been learning to delegate. Like engineering was one thing, but now it's like I'm doing all this shit independent. So everything's coming out of my pocket. Everything falls back on me. So I'm just learning like, okay, if I'm gonna get the music done, I gotta make sure, okay, Scoon do this, but that's collaborative. But, as far as just the rest of the team, like having an editor, having a videographer, having a photographer, having a operational manager, having a OG manager, like I'm just kind of making sure that everybody's on the same page so that everything runs smoothly. And that shit is way harder than it sounds.
Yeah. Shout out Schoon in the building, by the way.
Yep. Yeah, so we talked with Jason Reddick, who's over at ASCAP, and he was on a panel about artistpreneurship. And it's kind of exactly what you're saying, man, is that most artists don't treat themselves enough as the CEO of their business, I don't think, right? And that comes with a lot of responsibility. And it comes with knowing when you need to bring someone in to do certain tasks that need to get done, right?
What's that balance sheet looking like, my guy?
Yeah, I mean, don't even get started about the money because Jesus Christ, that,
Man, that shit turns into an endless pit.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's dope though, because at the end of the day, you see why companies are ran the way they're ran. And so like, even with me, like I didn't want to work in corporate America because of corporate structure. But then as I keep continuing with this shit, it's like, damn, they do this shit for a reason.
Yeah.
They have weekly meetings for a reason.
Yes.
And so now
planners and calendars and check-ins.
Google calendars and meets and shit. And I'm like, God damn, this shit is hectic. But it's like, you start to learn from the business structure and you say, okay, well, if I want to be better, if I want to run like a Fortune 500 company, then I have to really kind of mimic what they do. So just over the last year or so, just really kind of seeing where the pitfalls were and just kind of trying to improve on those, those markers.
Yeah, I think if you look at people like LVRN, QC, all these independent, since the 80s, whatever, like these successful independent labels, which, you basically are an independent label, even though you're the, one-man roster at this point. I mean, they're run like Fortune 500 companies, man. Because you don't get to $100 million valuation with LVRN by not having the weekly meetings, the roles and responsibilities very delineated properly, and the whole team working like a fucking well-oiled machine. So a lot of artists, y'all need to rethink how y'all are looking at this shit, because if you want to get to that level that you say you want to get to, you got to look inside and be like, am I actually treating this like the business that it requires? You know what I mean?
And my thing is, I think a lot of artists, they're just creatives at their core. And a lot of those people aren't business people also in their core. It takes a special person to kind of like be both. So you need to maybe come to a realization like, hey, if I'm just a creative and I like making stuff and I like, expressing myself in this way, but I think I have something cool, you might need a business person on your team. You might need to find someone that can be that person that is keeping you in check and treating your career like a business. Because if you're not doing it, and if it's not in you, that's fine, but you need to be self-aware enough to admit that.
Self-aware is key.
Self-awareness, we talk about a lot.
You tweeted something about awareness
the other day. It was just like, man, awareness is everything. That like, even just like, everybody's heard this shit. When you're an alcoholic, like the first step is, admitting it.
Yes.
And so you have to be aware of what's going on, so like in this business or any business, you have to have a SWOT analysis. What's your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats?
This dude just whipped out the SWOT. I haven't heard that shit since business school.
Since Georgia State for me, which, by the way, fellow Panther, shout out.
GSU,
this dude is not playing.
Hey, man, you got to be aware. And like, the dope thing about me and Schoon is like, he's heavily business. I can teeter between the two. I'm good with numbers. I can do all of that shit. But at the end of the day, I understand that I go through these periods where I'm heavily artistic and I'm just off the map. I want to go and be a fucking artist.
It sounds like a me and you kind of thing too. I'm feeling real Will Hill right now, and you're looking real Schoon over there.
I'll take it. Schoon's looking fly as fuck off camera. I'm not sure I'm as well dressed as he is.
Not even close.
I'll take the business comparison for sure. But yeah, no, I think that awareness is just so key. I think you tweeted around, it's what leads to success.
Yeah.
Right? Is that just being self-aware as to what, your strengths are, right? And then marrying those up with someone who has strengths that are maybe tied to your weaknesses. Right.
And I think more important than recognizing your strengths is recognizing your weaknesses.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what they're good at.
Yeah.
You got
sometimes
admitting what you're not great at is just, it's a it hits your ego. You know what I mean?
But having like some people just don't have awareness and they're just
At all.
Yeah, you know. So some people are just moving willy nilly through life, and you can't do that.
That'd be a hard project name for you.
Willy nilly.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
That sounds. I think that sounds corny as fuck.
It could be like freestyles over like popular beats. Like it could be like some Lil Wayne The Drought kind of series.
Oh, man, we would have to see.
Yeah,
Maybe not. All right.
I don't know. From No Wasted Motion to Willy Nilly
Willy
Part
Nilly.
One.
I threw it out there. I don't regret it.
Yeah. No, but so what I love about your music, man, and just overall, this project is, no exception to this, is I think I commented on it and I was like, man, when I listen to Will Hill, bro, I feel like I'm puffing a fucking cigar, sipping champagne
Expensive.
on a fucking yacht in the middle of the Mediterranean with Jay-Z, motherfucker.
I feel like I owe you money when I listen to your music.
That's fine.
Yeah, you
I
do
gotta
owe
keep
him
doing
money.
this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like a Rick Ross, like an MMG. Those guys always made me feel like I'm living this lifestyle kind of
See,
thing.
that's
you
what
know?
I like in high school. That's the type of shit I was listening to. Like Deeper Than Rap was some of the like craziest shit I had heard at that point. You know, like I love that project. Black Album by Jay-Z. Like that's some of just like my favorite shit. You know, and the thing that I like about like specifically Black Album is like you get these juxtapositions between vulnerability and flexing. And I love it, you know. And
sometimes in the same bar.
Exactly, you know. So I try to incorporate that in my music as much as possible.
Yeah. No, you're fucking hitting the nail on the head for sure. I think what it is, and y'all both kind of touched on it, it's that you're selling a lifestyle, right? Is that you made me, who doesn't live that lifestyle, feel like I'm literally living that shit. You know what I mean? Who do y'all think are the best rappers? And it doesn't need to be this specific lifestyle. It could be maybe like a street lifestyle where they're, spinning the block, whatever. Like, who do you think does it best? Like, who's selling lifestyle through the raps best?
Definitely Jay, I think, is up there.
Jay's up there
Jay
in a
is
similar
huge.
lane to you.
I would say Jay is huge because Jay has consistently flexed on people, like, but still made you feel like it's attainable. You know what I'm saying? Like he has Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Like
And $1 billion.
You know, like he's just gonna flex on you, but he'll still make you feel like, oh, that's attainable. You know?
Yeah, for me, I feel like a lot of rappers have done this, but I think that Wiz Khalifa really did sell the stoner lifestyle almost better than any other rapper up to that point, and maybe even up to this point.
Yeah, I think Currency.
Yes.
Sells the
like the
lifestyle
cars.
very well. Yeah.
You just want to be in an old school fucking, whip.
Talking about going through a drive-through and tell the bro what kind of sauce I want. I'm like, I was in a drive-through like an hour ago. That's hard.
Exactly.
I'm basically Currency at this point.
Honestly, like some of the most underground legends, like Don Kennedy. Dom Kennedy, bro, like that's something
Underrated as fuck.
Yeah, like I grew up on him. You could probably hear damn near every influence, from him in my music. Like Jay, Dom, those probably some of the biggest influences you're gonna hear in my music.
Yeah.
You know, I think currently, Larry June is doing a great job at selling lifestyle.
You heard the new project?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. You know, he's affiliated with, Schoon.
Yeah.
People.
Yo, Schoon, we want a Sean Kelly interview. That guy's fucking wild, bro. Speaking of selling lifestyle,
the white dude
through Instagram,
the mustache.
got the mustache, exactly.
With the mustache?
Got the mustache
Yeah,
and the Rolls
handlebars.
Royce.
What is the connection there though?
I mean,
Childhood
Schoon just knows
friends.
everyone. Oh, yeah, and Schoon just knows everyone.
But they're like childhood
yeah.
friends. Like
Sounds like
they
we didn't
grew up
interview
to-
Schoon.
I guess it was probably him, Larry. It was him, Larry, and Sean. Probably like, it seemed like they were starting a record label at age like 8. I don't even know. That, like from everything I've seen online, I'm like, were y'all doing the music industry at like 8 years old? This is insane.
Hey, man, consistency, bro.
For sure. So has the music always been in that lane of kind of selling that lifestyle since you started, or has that evolved?
I think it's evolved. There were elements of it, but it's evolved. When I first started out, man, I had a chip on my shoulder and I wanted to be like the rapper's rapper. I had bars and shit. And
Like the lyrical miracle shit?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But, over time you just kind of figure out your lane and you just see like, okay, Jid's better at rapping than I am. Earth Gang's better at rapping than I am. Like I live a certain lifestyle. how do I set myself apart, you know? And I just got to a point where I was just like, okay, this is what I do, you know? And I feel like there's other people that do what I do. There's a lane here. I live in Atlanta. Nobody's filling this lane. Let's see what happens.
That's such a gem right there, bro. Like, just,
it is.
If you don't have to be the best rapper, you need to be the best at being you.
Be yourself,
right?
Yeah, be the best you that you can be.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was gonna kind of say that there's a few guys, you know, we were talking about them off camera, you know, Neek, Mikey Aristotle, like these are guys that I think fit in your type of lane, but for the majority of Atlanta, I think you're right. And do you think it's tougher for you to break because you're not in the stereotypical Atlanta sound, or is that an advantage?
I'll say it like this. I'm competitive, so I look at it like a challenge. I grew up, I came up in the era of literally all those people. So you gotta look at 2-9, Jid, Earth Gang, Money Making Neek,
OG Mako.
OG Mako. Like, I came up in the era of all of them, but at that point I was overshadowed because it was so much talent, you know? But at this point it's like, okay, you stay consistent and you get to where you need to be because, okay, they're doing their thing, but steel sharpens steel. Either you're gonna give up or you're gonna figure it out, you know? And I feel like that allowed me to find where I needed to be rather than just saying, the Atlanta sound isn't for me, so I'm gonna just give up on it. You know, that's just never been.
Yeah, because Jid and Earth Gang could have very easily said, you know, I don't sound like Future.
Yeah, I don't
how am I
like
going to do it here? You know, and they could have given up.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just think that, you know, shout out to you for not giving up when you're faced with, especially being in those circles, right? Everyone everyone talks about, you know, running the race with your blinders on, but it's easy to look left and look right and see that, you know, JID's on Lollapalooza and whatever the fuck, right? And to still be grinding and finding success in your pocket and just kind of like staying down until, because like right now, man, I feel like you're on this like cusp of shit. I don't know if you feel it.
I feel it for sure.
You know what I mean? Like you've got the right people giving you looks.
Yeah.
Everyone's fucking with the music heavy. You know what I mean? Like I can feel the energy like rising for you. You know what I mean? So
By the way, you sound like you just came from Lollapalooza.
yeah, I'm just like rolling ecstasy, bro. No, so No Wasted Motion. Tell us about like the vision behind the name for the project, like the sonics. You know what I mean? Just kind of high level. What's the project supposed to be about?
And how much of it was premeditated? I always like to know, like, was there an idea going into it, or did it kind of start to form itself as you were making?
I'll start with his question. So No Wasted Motion basically is like, don't waste any efforts. Be as efficient as possible and go at it. You know, if there's a lesson that needs to be learned, I said, damn, I feel like a broken record. But if there's a lesson that needs to be learned, learn it and move on, you know, and figure out what the next step is.
Have you been saying that every week or something?
Low key, because I had to do like the ad for the project.
Okay.
I got it.
Well, sorry for making you repeat yourself.
That's what it is.
Yeah, nah, you know, that's the tagline, it's the mission statement.
It's the motif.
He just heard himself say it, and he was like, "God damn it,
Yeah,
I've said this so many
But yeah,
fucking
like,
times."
you know, work smart, not hard. You know, that's basically the motto behind it. But so my workflow when it comes to music is, I'll start recording. I'll just get beats. Like Cole will send me some beats, and naturally it just happens, bro. Like I think Cole talked about how we did 5 references in one day when he was on. And I think that was right either before LA or when we came back from LA. And I think What's Up was the last song that I recorded for this album. But usually when I record, what I do is I sit in front of the mic, and the first thing that I want to do is come up with the hook. Because to me, the hook is the most important part of the song.
Yes.
And the reason the hook is the most important part of the song is because that's what's going to catch people. And the common theme that me and Cole have is we want people to move. So much music is dead or talking about dead people or killing people now. Like, I want people to move, I want people to dance, I want the feeling back. We are heavily influenced by Pharrell, Timbaland, Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying, Jay Dilla, like the movement and the swing and the beats, that's so important. So I'll start with the hook. From there, I'll go into the verse. And sometimes it depends on how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling like I want to be more lyrical, I'll start writing the verse. If I'm feeling like I just want energy, I want it to be felt, I'll just sit in front of the microphone and just start fucking around and punching in just to, get the most energy out of the song.
You do mumble tracks?
Hell no.
No mumble tracks for like references? No. Never? Just to catch like a flow or a melody or something?
Oh, you're saying reference tracks. Yeah. I'll do that. Yeah.
Not like you're putting out a mumble rap song. No.
But yeah, I'll sit in front of the mic and I'll do like
it should flow like this.
I'll catch what type of flow I want to be in or the melody that I want to be in. So yeah, I'll definitely do a few of those reference tracks.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back and see like, okay, I like how that was at this specific part of the beat, because I don't like writing before I have the beat, because you never know how that's gonna sound with the beat. And there's different intricacies, especially with Cole's beats, that there's certain parts of the beat where it might be something that's like really, really small that comes in at this point. And I might space out what I'm saying so that accentuates what, what I'm saying or how I'm saying it. So it depends on the song, but the way that the project got fleshed out, man, the original title was supposed to be Know the Cost. And the reason that it was supposed to be called that is because it's like, you got to know the cost to be the boss. You got to know what it's going to cost you in life. Like, everything has a cost. But then it was like, man, the project started to take a different shape. There was some songs that were on there that started to get shaved off. There were a couple offers on the table as far as deals. A lot of things just started happening. Relationships, like, got introduced to Al Branch, and from there, man, it was just like, damn.
Shout out Al Branch.
Always shout out Al Branch.
For sure. So Al Branch, I do want to. So for those that aren't familiar, who is Al Branch? Can you just put everyone on real quick?
The GOAT.
Yeah. I guess just fucking Google him, but like.
Yeah, Google Al Branch, but Al Branch is behind a lot of the shit that you've seen and heard.
Yeah.
He's just a quiet goat. You know what I'm saying? He likes staying to himself.
Like, he's got I think I have more followers on Instagram than Al Branch, which is like, just shows that Instagram followers don't mean shit.
Yeah, because I don't even think Al Branch wants me to talk about Al Branch, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, but I was going to bring him up because you posted about your show that honestly might have already happened by the time this interview comes out, but you have a show here in Atlanta, and Al Branch commented being like, this is going to be hip hop history. Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. I was like, Al Branch is saying that your show in Atlanta is about to be hip hop history. I was like, what the fuck? So I did actually want to ask, like,
I got a feeling he doesn't just throw that around.
No, I don't. Once casually. Again, I don't even think he's on Instagram that much. Like, I don't even know how he saw that shit, to be honest.
If y'all knew the talks we had, man, it's
give us one like piece of advice that Al Branch gave you. Or like one legendary combo.
Any like quote? We just want to channel Al right now.
We need some Al shit,
you, man. It's like he doesn't even give us advice. He just really kind of sits down with us, and we just have these brainstorming meetings where we just kind of go back and forth and shoot the shit. It's dope, man, because we have like it's damn near like a older brother relationship. It's not even just like, he doesn't talk down on us. When we come around, he daps us up, we chill, we kick it. And he talks to us like regular people. I think that's the biggest part of it. Al wants to learn from us, and we want to learn from him, because the biggest thing about Al Branch is he wants to be tapped into the youth, because he understands how valuable it is.
Yeah.
He understands it. He gets it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I was over at Culture Lab, and I wasn't even like super familiar with the lore of Al Branch, and he just dapped me up like I was, just the next,
You realize later how valuable that dap was.
Bro. I was like, fuck, man. How did I just dap up Al Branch and not ask him like 1,000 fucking questions, man? I was pissed. But yeah, he definitely seems like the type that there's a lot of OGs that almost look down on the new age industry, and they almost think that, they're almost like pissed off that shit is the way it is now. But then there's people like Al Branch, and there's people like Rico Brooks, and there's people like, you know, just a bunch of these OGs that want to learn, bro, and they realize the power that the young, you know, generation has on music, because they're still wanting to be in this shit, man. So if they want to survive for even longer,
you better listen to Yeats' album.
I guess, or at least,
but see, the thing
at least
about,
understand why it's a thing, you know?
The thing about Al is the relationship with us is so close is because he understands the youth, but he still knows what works. And he's like, we're so close because he's like, you got it. You understand it. We, like, the biggest thing that we try to do, bro, is we try to get in front of people. Because no matter what anybody says, word of mouth is still the biggest form of promotion.
We just talked about this. Same thing for a podcast, bro.
Content is great, but if your friends aren't showing, it's what's going on in the group chats. What are people sending through? What are you people putting you on?
Like the way that I find out about even other podcasts, of course I'll see a clip, but like a clip's not enough for me to really give it a shot sometimes.
It's passive. You pass by so many things on your timeline.
Exactly.
But if you can get in front of people, like, you know what I'm saying? If I meet you in person and you like what my energy is in person, then you're going to be like, damn, I fuck with that kid. You might have never heard my music much. You might be like, damn, okay, like he's different. What do you do? You know? And that opens up so many more doors than just getting in front of somebody on the internet, because you don't get to feel their energy. And that's the human experience. You got to be human with people in order to like really gain from this shit.
But just to do the little devil's advocate here.
That was a big old butt right there, bro.
How many
better be good.
How many people can you fucking talk to versus, you know, how many people can you
It's a balancing act.
post a clip that gets 1 million views?
It's a balancing act.
It's both.
For sure.
It's that I think the quantity is gonna come in the internet, you know, online.
And the quality.
And then the quality is eventually, hopefully, you can get out and meet those millions of people that have maybe seen a clip or whatever, right? Like, you know, you start going on tour, you do whatever. But yeah, it's the in-person shit, man. Like, that's why everything is never going to just be virtual, man. Like, companies have gone to virtual work from home shit and Zoom meetings this, Zoom meetings that. But like, bro, being in person for a lunch meeting or a dinner meeting or drinks or whatever, getting to feel that human connection, man, nothing's ever going to beat that shit,
Until
bro.
like 50 years when we're all in the metaverse.
Until we're just plugged into the matrix, yeah.
That shit gets tricky, bro, because like sitting in a room, I don't know if you've ever been in a just a room full of people and you can feel the energy.
Yes.
And you get a surge of energy from their energy.
Yes.
You know? Or you might be in a room. Matter of fact, you ever been in a session and you start to get more creative because you're around people that are creative?
Of course.
You might start writing or engineering better. You know, shit just happens when you're around people. And that just can't be forged over the internet. Like it's not comparable.
Even just seeing someone be like, hey, what if this happened?
Exactly.
Makes your brain go, oh yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, or what if this happened? And then someone else in the back is like, yeah, and then after that, this happens. It's like a domino effect.
And shit, like even to go to that point, like people will gain confidence in the room because somebody might speak and then somebody in the background might start to have the confidence like, oh, he just said it. Well, let me put my input in. And people play off of people. That shit can't happen in the metaverse. It can't happen strictly online. But ideally, what you want to do is simultaneously, you want to use the internet and you want to be in person.
Yeah.
Like you got to put the name to the face.
For sure.
I will say the person that I've seen do that damn near flawlessly was OG Mako.
Shout out Mako.
I
man.
watched that shit. Like you
Bro,
brought up
global
Mako
tours.
earlier. Nah.
Global tours.
Mako was a genius. Basically, because like I said, I was in that era. Just like, bro, I watched him basically record music nonstop. He was all over the internet, but he performed at everything possible. It was the craziest guerrilla marketing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out Mako, bro. Like, I watched him do a lot of shit, and like he's a GOAT for what he did, and it's continuing to do. He's still working behind the scenes. So yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Mako.
No, I just think like the fact that he could go on tour globally and yet still not get the flowers that
he's a fucking rock star, bro.
Yeah, it's impressive. And I think that a lot of people need to be inspired by that story too, because everyone wants to be perfectly well known everywhere they go. And that's once again an ego fucking thing where they just want people to see them and recognize them, whatever. A lot of people might not have even known, you know, if you just walk down the street with OG Macko that was him, right? But yet he's doing tours in Europe, doing tours in Asia, doing tours all over the US. Like had a successful career and still is like in the music business, you know, years and years later.
Yeah, still doing his
So
thing.
yeah, shout out to him for sure.
You guessed it.
So in it,
had to drop it.
that's God, these puns sometimes,
The
man.
pun man on the podcast, man. I'm gonna drop them.
I sometimes think I need a new co-host. Like, are you thinking about doing a podcast ever? You know, you're doing pretty well right
Hey, man,
now.
you can't do them like that.
I know, it's fine.
Love
so
to hate.
in a world where, you know, singles dominate, just single, to do an album, and shout out Hollywood Cole, he already informed me that this is the warm-up.
Yeah.
So I'm scared to see what the next joint project sounds like, because Jesus
pre-season.
Christ.
Yeah. We on some
and of course I asked him when it's going to come out. He said IDK LOL. I was like, Jesus Christ, cool, thanks. You know, how do you set your expectations around an album dropping, right? When you know that us dumb consumers can really only take singles a lot of the times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What made you want to do a project versus keep dropping single after single? You know what I mean? Like, how do you get in the right mindset to deliver an album right now?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I've always been a project person. It allows you to see what the artist fully has to offer. I don't think a single can show what you're capable of. You know,
I feel like you can tell a bigger story.
exactly. You know, I can show you who I am with more songs. I can invite you into my world. There's so many more things that I can do with a project. And I pride myself on my sequencing. I love putting a project together and how it flows into each other all the way through. I want it to feel cohesive. I want it to feel like a story. I want it to feel like a movie. My mom is like heavy into movies and like cinematic, so I love that shit. You know, I live for it.
You probably you always watch the post-credit scenes in movies.
Hell yeah.
You one of those.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's some more shit we do, bro. Like we're movie buffs. You know, like we look at shit all the time.
You see John Wick 4?
I didn't see that. He saw it. I saw Air yesterday.
Post-credit scene?
Talk about self-awareness.
Yeah.
Like, that franchise is so self-aware to know exactly what they are to the world.
Keanu's going to kill 200 people in this movie.
Over a dog. Over a dog,
yeah.
bro.
And it started with his wife, but yeah, the dog is a big
But
part
it was
for sure.
pretty much the dog, bro. When you really peel back the layers of this, he went on a fucking killing spree over. I mean, rest in peace to his dog, but like, God bless.
Yeah.
But
yeah, man, projects. That's you know, that's all.
So it's almost, if people didn't even give a fuck, you would borderline just do it because it is your like creative release.
I literally that's pretty much what I've done. I've had people tell me like, you should just drop singles. At one point I tried to drop singles because man, Atlanta's hella small, bro. Like I've had conversations with Russ, like really candid conversations.
Single God.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hopefully he doesn't see our post about the real reasons why Russ blew up. Shit's going viral and we're kind of trashing him a little bit. So.
No, we're not.
I mean,
we're
but
not trashing
he
him.
makes dope music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I actually
does,
like Russ.
You know, like he does what he gets it. And the thing that people don't understand is like consistency is key with this shit. Like, you can't make it in this shit if you don't have a good product that comes over and over again. I say this shit all the time. What makes somebody great is being good over time. That's it. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
Kobe can't be Kobe without doing that shit over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Jordan can't be Jordan without, you know, like you have to repeatedly do it and show people like, no, I do this shit. You can't just do it once and be like, oh, well, I'm this. You can't tout yourself or put yourself on that pedestal without proving yourself over and over again. Like, that's what it comes with.
Yo, it's funny. I'm pretty sure Hollywood Cole had a Kobe reference in his podcast interview with us. And I'm like,
some connections.
yeah.
Hey,
so, you know,
That's my
shout
dog.
out Cole.
Yeah.
Hollywood Cole is a, you know, One More Time podcast alumni.
Cole, you stupid.
Cole, you stupid. And you and him are locked in, right? So, I want to talk about, first of all, how did y'all first even link?
Yeah. Man, shout out Olu. My guy Olu, he was just like, yo, I got this guy I think you want to meet. And he introduced me to Cole.
Not Earth Gang Olu.
Nah,
Rob Olu?
Nah.
You're the Nigerian rapper? He's hard.
So his IG is the Olu was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? At that point, he was.
Oh, does he do the This Is Live?
Yep. Exactly.
Oh,
You know
we did
Olu?
one. Yeah, we did
Yeah.
the This Is
Okay.
Live.
Yep.
Yes.
So at that point, he was like helping with management and shit like that. And he was just like, man, I got this guy that I think you would really, really mesh well with. He brought Cole to a show that I did. And after that, Cole came. I had like a little studio at the time. Cole pulled up and, bro, like from there, I think the first song we ever made was Wimbledon off of Hollywood Hill. And ever since then, bro, like the thing that me and Cole like connect over is drums.
Yes.
It's drums. My dad plays the drums. So like I have a natural connection to that shit. It's the heartbeat of music. So
It's
like,
the rhythm.
Exactly. You
It's
know,
that bounce. It's the swing that you're talking
it's the
about.
swing, you know, like, and he doesn't quantize his shit.
Yeah.
So you get that real fucking,
Human feel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that's what we mesh over. You know, that's what brings us to get our music together. But aside from that, like, that's just my dog. Like,
Yeah.
we're laid back. We got ties from the West Coast. We kick it, bro. Like,
I mean, you both wear Prada bucket hats.
hey, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm just saying,
my
like,
dog.
I thought that was maybe like a little thing y'all had going
you know
on.
what's crazy?
What?
I watched the episode earlier and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wear my Prada bucket.
Yeah.
This was premeditated.
I was like, damn. I was like, Cole, you must be fresh off the pub deal, bro, with that bucket hat. God damn, it's more expensive than our set.
Y'all need to do a Prada song and make it like undeniable for them to do some kind of collaboration.
Cut the check.
Well, but you do it like you show that you do that in good faith, and then they cut the check. I think. You know?
Nah, check first, bro.
Check first.
No, so
It depends.
That's why we have no sponsors on this podcast right now, Ben.
we're just giving Yerba Mate free fucking advertising.
Yerba Mate, we'd love to talk to you guys.
No, what I think is interesting, man, is that shout out to Olu.
Yeah.
Like, no matter if you and him stayed friends or are friends or stay friends for the future, like, you're gonna always look back at him because of what you and Cole have done. You and me, bro, who linked us up pretty much?
Trey.
My friend Trey wanted to record some songs. I got referred to this fucking studio for Henry to engineer the session.
Yeah.
And now we're 103 weeks into doing a fucking podcast together, bro.
crazy.
There's
How
just
it
some
happens.
people like that where it's magical of who even cares who it was. I mean, but it's like you're going to owe them something.
5%, I think, of the business, maybe.
Jesus
All right,
Christ,
let me chill.
But see, even
Don't be giving his points away to Olu, bro.
even the doper part about that goes back to what we said. That shit can't happen over the internet.
No.
You know?
Yeah, that same level of, it wouldn't have felt as right as it did if we didn't, link up.
I want to say
can,
maybe the
but
initial
yeah.
spark.
Yeah.
Right?
The interest.
Yeah, but I would doubt that there is super strong, family ties almost that happen solely remotely over the internet, right? I think the internet's a beautiful thing because it allows for human connection that never would have happened without it, right? You can get, or Cole can get loops from someone in fucking Germany.
Yeah.
And maybe it becomes a hit record with Will Hill, right?
Some of my hardest loops come from South America.
Yeah, it's like South America or Europe, right?
Europe
but no,
actually
it's-
has stupid loop
Europe
makers.
is-
Those guys are crazy.
They are nuts.
In their
So-
bedrooms.
So we actually did a artist producer duo draft.
Yeah.
You and Cole seem like hopefully you're going to be contenders, and we'll do a version 2 of the draft, and we'll pick Will Hill and
What do you mean?
Hollywood Cole.
We took them in the first round. What are you talking
No,
about?
we
Bro, I ain't
didn't.
gonna lie to
We
you.
didn't.
I'll put us up against anybody.
But
Yeah.
other than yourselves, over the years, who have been your favorite artist producer duos?
Out of Atlanta or just
No,
Any-
music, hip hop music specifically.
I'm gonna do Atlanta just because I'm gonna start with Atlanta just because I gotta shout these guys out. Willie Hendricks and Michael Aristotle.
Shout out.
I think those are the only people in Atlanta that could really just kind of stick with us as far as like.
So more than like
artist,
Future and Metro Boom and Metro Boomin.
Come on, like.
No, I'm saying
Gucci
like
and
Up there,
Zaytoven.
but I'm saying like within this class of like, you know what I'm saying, like up and coming, like I feel like they're artist producer. You don't really see it happen that often, but like I feel like they do it. They do it justice. Like those are my dogs for sure.
Okay, so outside of the, next wave,
Outside of that?
Historically,
Goats.
top of the charts, like GOATs, artist producer duos. Because you mentioned Timbo and Pharrell. I can think of a few.
I was gonna say Jay and Pharrell. Damn near Pharrell and anybody.
Someone said that in the comments.
We got a comment.
Bro.
Yeah, like
Pharrell and anybody.
Pharrell and
anybody.
anyone ever.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
Except for Pharrell and Jack Harlow. That record was not it. I'm sorry.
Jesus,
I
Henry.
can't speak on that.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. Could have been better. I love both of them.
Yeah, no comment.
He's so media trained. It's great.
But I'll probably say, damn, Jay-Z and Timbaland is another crazy one.
Yep.
Missy Elliott and Timbaland.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was his 5th round.
So, I mean, damn near Pharrell and anybody and Timbaland and anybody.
Yeah.
If you want,
Manny Fresh, maybe, Wayne? Or
How about Guru and DJ Premier Gangstar? Do you like Gangstar?
I'm not super hip on Gangstar.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
stop
Yeah.
impressioning our guest.
Sorry, bro.
that a
Just
word?
wanted to-
I'm
yeah.
trying to think about anybody else that I might be like just really, really sleeping on.
I'm big on Drake and 40 because they created a sound like 40 did the whole it's called the 40 filter now, like rolling off the high end of everything in the beat. So it was literally just Drake's vocals on the 10K plus hertz. Like that's hard to me that they invented a sound.
Yeah, you can't negate that.
Can't.
You can't.
That was my first round. Just defending my first round pick right there, basically.
I gotta say this. More recently, Larry and Cardo is a crazy combo.
Yeah.
Crazy combo.
Yeah, who's Currency's like main producer over the years? Like I know he did a lot with Kino Beats, who we had on the pod.
Actually, Currency and Alchemist.
Alchemist, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it's damn near Alchemist in anyone too.
Low key.
Yeah.
But
There's
Covert
so many-
Covert
Coupe is
fucking
hard.
nuts.
I
Yeah.
love that project.
That's my
man.
shit, bro.
Oh my God.
But I think you just actually hit me with a revelation that I've never had of that. There are a few producers, Alchemist, Pharrell, Timbaland, where it's like they were just perfect at breaking artists and creating sounds that are gonna live in time forever.
Yeah. Hit Boy has been doing that recently too.
Yeah.
Hit Boy is going nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Wanda and Drake. Everyone was like Wanda and Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, but I don't think that relationship is the same as the Drake 40 thing.
Well, according to you.
Just because I'm a producer engineer, I know what it's like. Like, I guarantee Drake and 40 spent more time sitting next to each other, pulling their hair out, like, how do we make this record sound perfect, than, maybe just a beat maker. Not to take anything away from Wanda. He was doing more than just making beats, of course, but.
So, as far as like the producer artist relationship that you and Cole have, what would you say the best like musical advice that he's given you? Because I feel like the producer sometimes, to me, seems like the head coach or something. Sometimes, it's like, yeah, the artist can be in charge too, but the good producers really are almost like the conductors of this shit, right? Like they're inspiring the artist to be the best versions of themselves, type of deal, right? So, what would you say Cole has, challenged you with, or like the best piece of advice he's given you?
Best piece of advice Cole's ever given me is try this.
That's
Yes.
it.
Try this.
Yeah.
Like that's it, bro.
And
like,
something that you wouldn't have necessarily tried, or at
a few
least
times, yeah.
Yeah, at least at that point, it might have taken you longer to.
Yeah, like he's got me out of my comfort zone. You know, like he's pulled me out of like just some regular shit. Like he'll tell me like, "Hey, bro, for this one, we got to get out of your monotone voice. Like we got to go, yeah." Like we got to go up a notch. Or you got to bring a different energy. Or like, bro, pocket. Like that's probably the other best piece of advice he's ever given me. Pocket.
So he's a man of few words. Try this and pocket.
He's a pocket watcher.
Yes.
Sorry, another pun from H3.
Pun man, big pun over here.
Big pun,
Yes. Jesus.
Little did he know, little diddly.
So on
Men
the
who didn't do diddly.
That's crazy. We talk about shit like this all the time.
bro, I spit that on our last draft, and I got some
You got one
I
compliment.
got some kudos in the
One
comment
compliment.
section,
Settle
bro. Like,
down.
yo, who knew Ben could spit big pun like that?
They didn't see how many takes you did before I edited it.
It was like one take, bro. Relax.
Okay. Yeah, well.
So, all right. Favorite song off the project?
This current project.
Yes.
That's the worst. I tell him that's the worst question to ask artists.
No, I need to ask it because I have one.
Me personally, I'd probably say, well, let me think of the track list you got. I'd probably say What's Up. And the reason it's What's Up is because it's different. It's a step in a different direction that you are probably going to hear more of pretty soon.
You said that was the last one that you did.
Yeah. It's more dynamic. Another piece of advice that Cole gave, ear candy. Providing people with something else in the background to pull their attention off of what's in the forefront. And so
yeah.
It's a gem.
yeah. Like those in the background, like that just pulls the listener in a little bit more.
It's like
those things
perfectly
that-
distracting.
There's things that get stuck in your head when you're like trying to go to sleep and you're just like repeating that shit in your head and it pisses you off.
That's what's gonna catch people. Like, what's up? What's up? That's cool, but the yeah. That's gonna catch somebody after they get out the car and the music is off and they like, yeah. You know, that's what's gonna catch people. But What's Up? I like What's Up a lot because I think it just shows a different side of me. It gives me more of a dynamic feel. Like personally, it's just I like how I can go from a wheelman with Money Making Neek where we're trading bars the whole fucking song
So hard.
to giving you know, like melodies and kind of more of a light like feel. You know what I'm saying? Like I like I used the word already, but juxtaposition of that shit.
Yeah.
You know?
But bro, the intro track
In Vogue.
in Vogue,
Yeah.
the windows tinted, it ain't rented.
I'm winning.
God damn, bro, to start it off like that.
Yeah.
I was like, there's something about an intro track, man. If the intro track is hitting,
I'll go 9 more tracks.
I'm about to find whatever else, you know, even if the next ones aren't.
I'll give you one more. The cold gems are always
He's
there.
like remembering all of them. He's like, oh shit.
When we did Bring the Bottles In, Canon told him urgency. So the first track needs to be urgent because you got to catch the attention off rip. And so on Bring the Bottles In, you hear Live from the Cockpit, and the way it comes on is you know, so it's like you're caught immediately. So the urgency, like you don't want to come in like half-assed because it's like a slow build. Who likes a slow burn? You know, like that takes a real avid listener to like just kind of be like, okay, well, I'll sit through this and just see what else he has. But if you start it off like with a fucking bang, then it's like, okay, damn. All right,
I think
what
you
else
can.
am I in
I think you
store
can
for?
start it off with a bang, and then because I don't want to discount. I like the slow burn. Sometimes.
No, but
Yeah, but
but bro,
pacing, you know?
yeah, pacing. It's
But-
got to go like this.
no, but I agree with what he said is that you're not going to give it the chance if it's an artist that you're maybe just tapping in with.
Yeah.
You're just not.
That's why I agree. You need to start off hot, and then you can get into some of that. But because you don't want to be hot the whole way, you don't want to come in slow. So it's starting off gas,
And that's why I
then
love
you can build.
sequencing so much.
Sequencing.
I love it.
It's everything.
I love
Is it just me or did the project start off very much more, I guess, like upbeat and more intense, and then it got kind of like softer towards the second half?
Softer like your voice right now.
God,
Jesus Christ.
dude.
Yeah, you going crazy, bro.
It's rough. I almost fucking canceled this interview because of this shit.
I made him keep it.
So it's their fault, okay? Specifically this guy.
Will Hill might not have come back. Well, you got to take this
Hey,
opportunity.
you got to strike while the iron's
I
hot.
would have came back, man.
Don't tell him that.
But it starts out urgent.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, not even at the end, I'll probably say around, what's that track 5, track 6, around Louis Clutch, it slows down a little bit. Shout out to my passenger princesses, you know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
had to slow it down for the ladies. You gotta the biggest thing about
Passenger
music,
princesses is crazy.
man.
Sorry,
you know what I'm saying? Like you
crazy.
gotta women are like the best consumers, bro.
Yes.
You have to include women. Like everything can't be about like stunting and doing all this other shit, you know? So I like to include women in everything that I do. So around the middle of the project, it's just like, all right, let's smooth this out. But then it builds back up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I get into dreams and goals and I kind of build it back up. Dreams and goals is like an underdog story. It kind of makes you feel like, okay, damn, like I've been going through some shit, but I can get to where I need to be. Live from the parking lot, just kind of, same type of deal. It's like, all right, I gotta get my money up. I gotta go do some shit. And then you get into like bougie where it's like, all right, we back and forth from Atlanta to LA, and we kind of like back in that West Coast groove that you got on In Vogue, and then you get into None of My Concern, and I'm the steady hi-hats, and I'm just going on the hi-hats. I'm playing off of the hi-hats the whole None of My Concern because that I love consistent hi-hats. That's some 3-6 Mafia shit. Like the
16th note straight hat.
Just going.
Bro, he forgot the track list at first, and now he just like rattled it off perfectly, bro. He's like feeling it. It's like, oh yeah, this is how it goes.
It's the movie shit, I think, coming back because it really is like a cinematic type of thing. Even in like a John Wick, there's insane action.
John Wick has made his way into this podcast too many times.
There's crazy action, but you can't have the highs without the lows. You got to have some slower dialogue scenes. They're at a church in one scene, like having a great like dialogue, and then it builds back up. You got to have it's got to be up and down to feel.
And I'm real meticulous with that shit too. Like the track list, like I try to memorize that shit. I still type my own lyrics before I send them off to like the DSPs and shit. I want to be able to learn my shit before my show and just make sure I'm like, all right, I need to know my shit front to back to front. Me personally.
Yeah, and I think actually now that I'm hearing you describe it, I think what it was as the listener is that it started off so urgent that I think when I said maybe like softer and more, it was really getting more comfortable. I took my seat a little bit, right? Like at first I was kind of like, whoa, like, oh shit, and then I was like, okay, like, it was like an exhale, I think.
That's dope, man.
That's what I think actually happened.
I'm glad that translates because like to me, it's like, when you read a book, or even if watching a movie, whatever the case may be, that opening shit, if it grabs your attention and you're locked in, like, oh damn, all right. This how it starts? All right, cool. And then like, you get into it and then the middle is just like, okay, it's piecing shit together. It's gluing the story together. And then you finally get to the end and it's like, okay, I like where this was. I like where it went.
It's just like breathing. Humans got to breathe, inhale and exhale. So it kind of just mimics that. It's like you come out with, and then you're like,
And I've been heavy into meditation too. So that probably plays a role.
I'm also a meditator for sure.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah. Is that your ad lib?
Hey,
okay, for sure. That's a hard one.
Yeah. I thought that was funny.
I just started making shit up.
But that's so rare to have like such basic words that I've actually never heard in that order. Like that
like before. Someone has to have done that ad lib, right? But they haven't.
They haven't owned it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
They might have said it one time and abandoned it.
Yeah.
But see, man, like I pay attention to shit. I started realizing how important ad libs were.
They're everything.
They glue the song,
so much,
and then you don't have to overdo them. I like,
but you can,
and
it's amazing sometimes.
And, like Sauce Walker is nuts. Like Sauce Walker, man, he goes crazy.
They're like half his songs are half ad libs.
Half of the song is an ad lib. Yeah.
Even like because I say ooh wee, he says ooh wee too, but I feel like we do it in our own little way. But that is fire. It's like it's just like mine's are more like laid back, like ooh wee. His is like ooh wee. Like that shit is turnt.
I think one reason that people like them a lot is because it's kind of like a call and response. Like the ad lib is the response to the line. So when you're listening to a song, if you're still learning it and you're still just listening to it for the first few times, if you hear the line, you might remember the ad lib, and you might say the ad lib out loud first before you're singing along to the lines. You remember the response first.
Damn.
So like a lot of Migos songs, I remember like remembering the ad libs before I remembered the lines.
That actually makes sense because
right?
I mean, music in general, I feel like it originated off of call and response type of shit. Like if you take it way back, like that was how music was created in general because it was so communal. Like no one was
the crowd has to be involved.
Yeah, no one was making music in a bubble like in a studio by themselves. You know what I mean? It just didn't exist. So it was like
that shit's dope though. It's like having a highlighter in your book. Like that's what that shit is. Like ad lib is like having a bookmark or a highlighter in the music.
That's fire. So, like I said, you're kind of on this cusp of, I would say, I mean, success is this spiral we've talked about, right? So you kind of, I feel like you're kind of like maybe like spiraling up to the next level of whatever this shit is that we're all in here, you know,
Whatever this game is.
game of life that we're
Little
playing.
simulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like
talk about
you're, I feel like you're a big proponent of, you know, maybe this sounds basic, but I feel like you're a big proponent of hard work, and that is,
I gotta show y'all something real quick.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I just feel like that's such a, what does it say? Hard work beats talent.
Yeah.
On his phone screen
screen.
background, people.
Okay, so I didn't know you were that into it. I just saw like a couple of tweets that had, you know, work ethic and hard work type of like messaging. And I'm big on that too, because, you know, I'm very self-aware of we're not the best podcasters in the world, but yet like when it comes to putting in the fucking work,
How many people have dropped an hour-long episode 100 weeks straight?
how many people have done clip after clip after clip, and
Yeah.
you know, the consistency that we talk about, right? I mean, how much do you think success is hard work versus talent in this music stuff?
I'd probably say it's 90% hard work,
There you go.
10% talent.
Wow.
And I had to reshape my mind because when I was younger, I felt like I was so talented. Like, why am I not getting these looks? And then you start seeing people just surpass you, and people just keep fucking passing you. And then you look up and you're like, damn, what am I doing wrong? And then you just start seeing it like, bro, they just keep fucking doing it. I've seen people that might not even be good at shit that, bro, they just keep doing it. Like the hard work, bro. The other thing about hard work is you get better as you keep going, because you start with the awareness. Like if you have the awareness, you start to see, okay, I can improve in these areas. And if I keep improving in these areas, then by the time I get to the 4th, 5th project, I'm gonna be past people, because not only did I put in more work, I've also shown my face more, which goes into marketing and advertising. Like that, all marketing and advertising is, bro, is just showing yourself over and over again. Coca-Cola has commercials with fucking polar bears on it that have nothing to do with Coca-Cola.
How did that
but they
start?
show you Coca-Cola over and over again. That's it.
The bottle with the drops on it.
Yeah,
It's fucking,
like Nike.
I want one right now.
When was the last time you seen a Nike commercial where they were actually selling something?
Yeah. They're selling the brand. It's the brand.
Exactly. They
Branding.
just show you the logo over and over and over again.
That fucking swoosh.
They've never been like new Air Force Ones for $99.99. Like, that's never fucking happened.
Never. That doesn't happen, bro.
Wow.
And you can't, I don't know if you can get Air Force Ones for 99 too.
Not anymore.
Shit.
They fucked the game up.
Yeah. It's
true.
I'm showing my age. It's like I haven't bought Forces in 20 years.
Real black Air Force energy over here.
Oh, okay. Couldn't keep my white ones clean. Oh man.
Who can?
What's something that you think you've sacrificed most, you know, through the work ethic? You know what I mean?
Probably time in relationships. You just start to see like, okay, if I really want this shit, I gotta put in the work for myself. I can't put the focus in on other people.
Does the circle start to get real small?
Very,
Yeah.
very.
That's like where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Because,
It's like my family and Henry,
Yeah, because the
like
other
two
thing-
other friends.
The other thing you start to realize is most people aren't on the same page that you're on.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to get where you want to be, you have to surround yourself with like-minded people.
Yeah, I've definitely felt that, where I'll have just buddies who aren't doing much in life right now.
Yeah.
Hit me up on a Tuesday afternoon, like, what's up?
Yeah.
You want to kick it? Like, and I have to be like, nah,
I got content to chop up.
I'm literally editing in Final Cut Pro right now. Like,
And it's nothing against them, but it's just like, I got somewhere I want to be.
Yeah.
You know, and my life is consumed with this shit now. You know, I can't sacrifice it. I can't sacrifice what I want for what you don't want. You know, I can't just let my life waste away.
Do you feel a little crazy?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel nuts sometimes, bro.
Yeah.
Like when I really think about what it is that we're doing, I'm like, wow, yeah. We're a little thrown off, bro.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. The past like, what has it been, like 2-3 weeks? Past like 2-3 weeks, it's felt like a fucking Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Like the shit just continuously just gets bigger and faster, and there's always something new to do. And the thing about us is we consistently think about what the next move is. How can we top what we just did? What can we do better? How can we fucking go? Like I think that's the biggest thing. Like it's playing a sweet spot between where you are and where you want to be.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't get off work at 5 and then you can just decompress. There's always something you could be plotting.
Something else.
For sure.
And being your own boss is way harder than working a job.
People think it's so great. Bro, it sucks sometimes.
There's a saying, it's like a meme. It started as a meme or something. It's like, I didn't want to work at 9 to 5, so I quit and became an entrepreneur. Now I work 24/7.
Yeah, literally.
Seriously.
Literally.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, bro, this shit, it sucks, but it's the rewards are so much more beneficial.
Oh yeah, but it's just everyone has a very like fantastical vision of what it is to be, you know, your own boss and to not work a corporate job and all this. And it's like, bro,
it's not for literally most people.
Talk to someone who's doing it for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Will, we've entered a final segment of the podcast.
Oh shit!
I've been waiting on this.
Ace 3, take us away.
Yeah, I can see he watched Coles, so he knows.
Yes, sir.
All right, so this is the Rapid Fire Rampage. I don't have to explain it to you. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the short answer questions. Episode 103, Will Hill. Starting off nice and simple, just to get your feet wet.
I'm locked in.
What is the meaning of life?
Love.
You can have dinner with any 3 people, alive or dead.
Jay-Z. Michael Jackson. My grandfather.
Is he alive?
No, I never met him.
Oh man.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Heard great things about him though.
Okay.
What is a quality of yours that you had to, a quality that maybe I don't want to say negative, but you had to learn to kind of accept it and embrace it? Something you're not good at.
Something that I'm not good at that I had to become good at?
Or just that you had to accept that you weren't good at or embrace?
Communication.
Ooh. 3 things you look for in a producer.
Individualism. Drums. Individualism. Drums. And sounds that I've never heard before.
Kind of goes with individualism, but we'll let it slide.
I thought he was about to say. I thought he was gonna say Prada bucket hats. You know what I'm saying? You know, yo, if you ain't rocking a Prada bucket hat, take your beats elsewhere.
3?
Sure.
Hollywood Cole.
Okay.
Go.
Worth it. What do the videos in your current YouTube algorithm look like?
Stretches.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm getting old. Meditation shit. That's pretty much it.
Just
yoga, meditation, stretching.
Yeah.
Just fucking dude.
Breathing.
He's present.
Becoming peaceful, bro.
Yes. I need that in my life.
Facts.
Pause on stretching.
God damn it.
Will, how much money would it take for you to quit music right now?
Nothing.
50 million?
No.
A Billy.
Not happening?
No.
A Billy.
The B Club.
Maybe.
A Billy.
Because I want to do voice acting next, so I'll take the bill and go do voice acting for the rest of my life.
Shortcut into the voice acting. Yeah. I like it. Let's settle this once and for all. Who has the best fast food chicken sandwich?
Popeyes.
That's the correct answer. That's the only one that had a correct answer. And you nailed it.
Popeyes started COVID.
How did they do that?
The chicken sandwich. You don't remember that? After the Popeyes chicken sandwich came out, COVID started.
That's when it happened?
Hell yeah.
So it wasn't a lab in China?
No.
Okay. We learned something.
It was
today.
both of them.
It was the Popeyes off Moreland.
Yeah. They created the Popeyes chicken sandwich in a lab in China.
Off Moreland.
It actually does sound
simultaneously.
Yeah.
For sure. Last one of the short answer. What is your favorite curse word?
Bitch.
Part one.
But I
great.
still love my passenger princesses though.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. No, and they know.
I'm just.
They know.
It's like, too short,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitch.
It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
It's not like bitch.
I ain't calling you a bitch, but I just like bitches.
Bitch. Girls say bitch a lot.
Yeah.
Too.
It's a term of endearment.
They won't all get that, but we're with you. Anyway, moving on to the this or that.
Mm-hmm.
This first one I had typed out before we started. I think we know the answer, but I'm going to say it anyway, starting with drums or melodies.
Drums.
That was fast.
Lyrics or flow?
Flow.
Bridge or third verse?
Bridge.
Bowling or golf?
Bowling.
Phone call or voice message?
Phone call.
Meat lovers or Supreme?
Pause.
I had a pause joke set up, but you kind of beat me to it.
God.
I don't eat pork anymore.
I hate
so
that you
I'd
two
probably
like
say Supreme.
I hate that you two had that
We think alike.
thing going on.
You think alike.
Oh my God, Lord. Maybe I'll quit the podcast. Let you two keep going.
You sound like a real meat lover right now, man.
Hey yo.
Hey, yo. Moving on. Piercings or tattoos?
Probably piercings. On who?
There's no additional
more information
provided.
Fuck. Piercings.
House party or the club?
House party.
Rainbows or unicorns?
Pause.
So many pauses in this rampage.
Neither. Damn, that's a tough one. Yeah.
And finally, win the lottery or find your soulmate?
Win the lottery.
He said, fuck love,
The
bro.
lottery's undefeated on that question.
Yo,
by
no
the way.
one likes love on our
I
podcast.
mean, like,
You'll settle for like number 2 if you won the lottery, right?
I don't know if I believe in soulmates.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there you go.
And then you could find her and she might not even like you. So it's like still a gamble.
You're right. You didn't even specify that
You just found her.
you didn't get to keep her.
Yeah. You might fuck it up.
Oh, there's one. Oh,
There she is.
Yeah. Oh, bye.
And I'm broke. I'm broke, but there she is.
damn, she wanted me to take her on a date, but I don't have no money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I found her.
Damn.
Okay, part 3 is the word association. I'm going to say a word. Give me the first word right back off the top of your head. Part 3, episode 103, Will Hill. Starting as always with hip hop,
Life.
piano,
Alicia Keys.
bass,
Guitar.
chorus,
Important.
marketing,
Imperative.
turtle,
Shell.
stock market,
Money.
hospital,
Never.
tequila.
Ooh.
You're a reposado kind of guy? Or? Yeah. I had a feeling.
Yeah.
Divorce,
Probable.
So sad.
statistically,
We're just being real.
crypto,
Currency.
Lil,
Wayne.
no,
Ceilings.
wasted motion.
Damn.
This is the One More Time podcast. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. This is Will Hill. Go check out his new project, No Wasted Motion. Until next week, Henry, what are we doing?
Getting out of here.
Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Oh.